What the fuck is up, bitches? Welcome back to the Myranda Mindset. It's your girl, Myranda. Holy shit, has a lot of time passed. Today is gonna be a really quick video. Knowing me, maybe not, but I just kind of want to explain what's been going on in my life since I last talked to you, which was October of 2021, and now it is August of 2022. So yeah, I would say a lot went down. Um, Also, just a little disclaimer, I am recording on Zoom and using a lovely podcast mic. So if the audio seems off, if the visuals are off, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to figure this out between doing Spotify and also doing YouTube. So that way, if you want to see my face while I'm talking to you, you have that availability. So just bear with me as I figure that out. But yeah, to talk about where I've been, what I've been doing. Bitch, buckle the fuck up because it's been a ride. Okay. So, October, I was feeling really great. I went off birth control. Sorry for those who are squeamish about women's reproductive health. Fucking grow a pair. Okay. We're jumping right into it. But I went off birth control after like 7 years and I stopped in July. Fast forward to October, I decide, you know what? This is going a little too well for me. I think I'm just going to go back on birth control, right? Because fuck it, I was bored. So I went back on birth control, except I went from 0 to 100 real quick and I got like the wrong dosage and I went like blind in the middle of class. I fuck you not. It is called an ocular migraine. So essentially, you can get the migraine, you can get the blindness, you can get the blindness without the migraine, or you can get both at once. I did not have the migraine. Instead, I just got the blindness. So I went to the eye doctor. I was like, SOS, help me. They were like, oh, it's just your imbalance of hormones. I went back to my doctor. She was like, yeah, it looks like you just didn't fit well with that type of birth control. Let's just do the shot, which is a very different type of hormone. So I was like, okay, perfect. I'm going to get the depot. Wrong. Dumb bitch move. Worst decision I could have ever made for myself. I got that October 3rd and I didn't stop bleeding for 6 months. All right. So keep that in mind. That happened. I fast forward all the way to February. All right. I'm working out hardcore. I feel, besides the bleeding, the best I've ever been. I was super like toned and ripped, and I did this boxing class twice a week. And I just felt like I'm a fitness baddie. Like maybe I should look into becoming an influencer, right? Nope, that dream was ripped from me. I went on actually Valentine's Day to go to a dinner with two friends and I ended up passing out in the restaurant. I'd never passed out before and it was so scary. But good news, it was okay because there were some nurses who actually were at the table next to me and they called my mom and I had her pick me up and I just kind of thought, oh, I must have been dehydrated. That was really weird. I maybe was overheated because that happens easily. I went to the doctor. They were like, yeah, you're fine. It turns out I just have really bad anxiety. Well, I also have like OCD and anxiety. So I was really susceptible to having panic attacks. I thought I was going to pass out like behind the wheel several times. So there was a period for like a good month and a half where I just did not feel safe doing anything. And it was really debilitating. I couldn't leave the house. I tried to go to like do yoga, things that should be really relaxing for you. And I was just shaking like a leaf. Okay. Mental breakdown on the verge of like Britney Spears moment. It just was terrible. So I got on medication. Shout out Paxil. Woot woot. I started taking that and it really helped, especially with my OCD tendencies. So to dive in a little bit or give you a glimpse of that, I have had some pretty traumatic things happen to me. And I started developing these tics where, I'd have to knock certain times so that way family members wouldn't die. I had to like count certain numbers, always certain repetitions in my routine, checking door locks, doing just things that took up so much of my time and really drained me and made me feel like a sack of shit. And I could never fully relax until I did them. And even if I did, it was a 50-50 chance of it working. So yeah, taking medication was so helpful for me. That meant that I stopped working out because my doctor was like, that would be just terrible for you to KO and you be on the stair stepper, you know, it's not a good time. So that's something that I haven't been doing really since February and something that I really miss. So I'm trying to get back on that. And then also I had a little moment of self-discovery with just like my alcohol intake. 2020, you know, a lot of people drank a lot, and middle of the day, weekend, morning, didn't matter, right? Same goes for me. I mean, I was a college kid, especially, that, and you could say helped or hurt my case. I just thought, yeah, fuck it, I have an excuse. No, not really. And I drank a lot. I tried to get better at it. I ended up like lashing out at people, and just, it was terrible. So I decided in June, for the whole month of June, I was going to go sober. And I'm very happy that I did that. So I learned a lot about just my own strength and resilience. And it might sound dumb, but for having booze whenever you want past the age of 21, like legally, just to be like, if I want to have a drink, I can, fuck it. You know, that for me was something that I could get carried away with. So to have an entire month where I just do it for myself and I proved to myself that I can, was really rewarding. So I learned some things about just the patterns that I do when I drink, why it's hard for me to stop or say no. I used to really think I had to catch up and prove something to someone, even though nobody gave a fuck how much I drank. Like, nobody called me a pussy. Like, nobody was making fun of me. If anything, it was something that I wanted to prove for myself, which, for what? Like, it's just not healthy. So that's something I had to work out. And in terms of my podcast, like, I just was having imposter syndrome. Quite frankly, there's no real excuse for it, because even if you're busy enough, you'll find the time, you'll make the effort. If he wanted to, he would, you know, but I couldn't find a reason. I couldn't dig deep enough to like really want to put content out there and feel like it was making other people feel good, feel like it was rewarding. And I'm sorry if that hurts anybody's feelings. I'm sorry if that is hard to hear, just because nobody likes a Debbie Downer, but it's sad shit, you know, like, I can't make that up. I wouldn't want to mislead you guys and just be like, I'm having a great life, and don't you guys just love my life? Because I wasn't loving my life and I was really depressed. So that's something that I kind of struggled with. And now I live somewhere different. I actually live in Arizona. I'm going to make a video about that soon. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I had to move across the country in a few days and pack up the entire life I made for myself in Illinois. And now that I'm here, even my journey post-college hasn't been what I wanted. And that was another identity crisis, you know, seeing everybody that I knew get jobs right out of college, before even graduating, finding quote unquote their dream job, me feeling like left out, kind of woe is me, wanting that to be me, thinking it should have been me, you know, very closed-minded thoughts, and just really selfish thoughts when it came to, you know, what I thought I deserved or what I should expect out of my life. And I came back to Arizona and I was like, okay, now what? I have no job. There is not a contract in my hand saying that I have a safety net and I'm guaranteed something, right? So that was a struggle too. Right now, I am still looking for jobs. So if you would like to hire me, please do. But it's something that I've kind of had to ask myself, like, what defines me? Who am I outside of this collegiate world, right? When grades don't define me anymore, that really fucked me up because I'm an overachiever, a perfectionist. I'm hella like nitpicky, right? So that's hard for me to deal with. Who am I when I don't have the same friend group that I've had for years, when I don't have this sense of belonging in a community anymore, when I'm just kind of thrown into the real world and I don't know anyone here. So this is something that I've been kind of wrestling with, trying to find who I am, and something I'm still I have questions about, and that's okay for me not to know the answers. But I wanted to give you guys an update and kind of let you know where I'm coming from. So that way, hopefully you guys don't feel like so in the dark. Something that has really, really helped me and has motivated me to keep doing this is just seeing how many of you still support me even after all this time. I do check all of my downloads every week, and I keep up with what my statistics are, and it's been really, really empowering for me to see that people are still listening to my podcast, that people care. So I just want to say thank you to all the people who have taken the time to get to know me, to sit and talk with me. I really, really value you, and I just want to say thank you. So these episodes are for you, and I look forward to talking to you in the future. Love always, your Myranda.